You're not going to believe what you're looking at. This is a traffic jam on Highway 4 at SpaceX. The traffic is heading eastbound, so it's mainly freight and SpaceX workers. And they're stuck on the highway because the big blue crane, Bluto, affectionately known as, is being moved inch by inch on pallets to protect the roadbed. And they didn't move it on the roll lift, I guess. So they said that they were, that traffic that you are seeing going westbound against the traffic, block traffic, is coming through the rocket shipyard. Excuse me. And it's being successfully routed westbound, but they didn't think ahead of time to make a shoulder to divert traffic eastbound.
The train is almost there. Goodbye.
Thanks! So the crane is almost to the high bay, and once it gets to the high bay, it's having trouble making the turn. Let's go get a picture of that. Okay, here you can see the crane is right at the entrance to the high bay. Off to my right is the roadblock. I'm standing right on the roadblock. Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Today is Friday, the 11th, and the big blue crane, Bluto, has been moved from the Sanchez gas site on pallets, and they were inching their way down to the main entrance of the production shipyard. And something went wrong, and it didn't go very fast. So going eastbound, there's a block of SpaceX workers and beachgoers that go back about 5 miles. And I've been out here 4 hours, and they were successfully routing the beach traffic going westbound from the beach through the production shipyard. But they didn't do a shoulder on the side of the road going eastbound, so everybody just got stopped. There was one villager that was rescued and taken to her home in the village because she's a diabetic. And her dog was getting lethargic and was in the heat. So they've handled pretty much all the emergencies. They've handled the essential workers that need to get to work, and some of the freight has been turned around and diverted for the next day. So they kind of take everything as it comes and deal with it as it arises. This really wasn't a planned roadblock. I think they were expecting it to go a little bit faster than it did, but something went wrong. Don't know what that was yet. Okay, so the word is she's almost there, and it's very humid out. We had high winds today, and the SN9 actually tilted on her stand just a tad to the starboard, to the right, I mean. And I think that's why the Bluto crane is going, the blue crane is going down to the high bay, is to get a tail hold on her and straighten everything back out. So, I'm not sure if the pallet idea didn't work out or if she came off her pallet. I'll try to find out for you, but that's all after the production, post-production fact. But anyway, it's been kind of like a party. Definitely a street party out here. And these guys are really having to deal with everything under the sun, I'll tell you. So they have the essential workers going into the or Sanchez gas site there by the tree, the first entrance to SpaceX on the west side, and that way they can access into the production shipyard. Okay, you can see some westbound traffic coming from the beach and or from work. I'm not sure who's who anymore, but they route them right through the SpaceX complex into the Sanchez site and back out to Highway 4. I am seeing a lot of emergency vehicles staging and moving about all of a sudden after nothing had been going on for a while. And I've heard them say that it's not going to be long to a lot of us that were waiting. And you're looking at the back side of the high bay, where the SN9 is inside of. So I can get this contrast a little better for you. It's hard to do it with the headlights. And then we got a fog going here. It's a kind of a humid fog after a mild day with high winds, and the air was dry. And then when the sun went down, it kind of cooled, and it's probably a little convection fog, if nothing, but more of a just a moist night. So that's back in Sanchez. I don't know if those guys are working their own site or if they're in the mix of it all. I think they're working their own site over there on the north side of Sanchez. Well, this guy just did full circle. I just saw him go the other way. He must have been picking up a tool because he's beating feet back to the crane. So the way it's been working with nominal success, I guess success you'd call it, of anything that works is successful tonight for these guys. But I guess people come up to the line and or come through the grass or come through the road, whichever there's no traffic. It's pretty slow moving, so you can negotiate your way up to the front of the line. And if you're an essential worker, or if you've gotten a phone call from SpaceX, or if you're just inquiring to the length of the closure, if you're not a SpaceX person, and even 18-wheelers are following this protocol, and they just ease their way up, find out their information, and make their decision, or wait for a decision to be radioed in if you're SpaceX. Like this guy, he's going to be turning around. I think he's done. Oh no, is he going through? I'm not quite sure, but anyway, that's how people handle it. And bathroom seems to be the worst issue. I always come prepared, so I'm not going to go into that, but I did hear a baby crying, or a toddler crying, and a couple of kids that were unhappy. So, and then a lot of way back in the line, it must have been at least a half a mile back, I heard a lot of car honking about a half hour ago. So not all the natives are happy. Some of them are pretty restless, especially if you gotta use the facilities. This guy is rigged up and ready to go. And he's going right down to the crane. It really doesn't look like it's gone very far. Cars look like they're getting a little more haphazard, so it must be all SpaceX workers just kind of chilling, visiting. And they're moving about more in the grass. Forklifts have slowed down. Just one in the back there, that's a good sign. It's turned. Has been for the last 20 minutes. I'd say it's almost on the westbound side of the road now. Hopefully the eastbound side can get cleared through. Well, not really if they got a stage. If they would have made a bypass around the dunes, it would have been, but somebody wasn't doing their homework. Okay, she is almost off the road. Yay! And everybody's getting excited, moving about. Lots of workers waiting to go to work. I think I'll let them go ahead of me.
Not at the moment yet, sir. We haven't received official word yet. As soon as we do, I'll notify everybody here, and then we can let them go in waves.
They still got some rigging in the road down there. Okay, traffic's rolling. You're seeing traffic coming from the beach, and this is nothing. They had so much traffic before. This is just an hour's backlog. Okay, it's off to the races on a foggy night. Bluto is off the road. As you can see down there, the road is clear, well, except for the moisture. So it's been steady traffic for half a minute, and I cannot see near the end of the line of this traffic. It goes on for miles. Behind me, it goes on for miles behind me. Most of it from the beach has been cleared. But well, Traffic is really bad. It's been backed up for, well, since noon today. Well, Friday, noon Friday. I don't know if it's past midnight yet. And I had a couple of friends stuck in this jam, so I came out to see what it was about and started filming. That literally shook the ground under me. It's very dusty and kind of a cool fog, but not cold. Humid. It was windy all day. So the beautiful main entrance is no more. This is what the beautiful main entrance looks like after this emergency of getting Bluto down here. And I'm sure they'll scramble tomorrow to grade. The road is just full of caked mud and ruts. It was quite the emergency. And it's not an emergency anymore, though. They've got it done. They've got the hardest part done. And now they're going to straighten up the SN9 and probably get it down to the pad. Mesh screen there in front of the SN9. She's kind of tilted there to the right. Well, you're looking at the nose cone with a truckload of, I don't know what is on that truck. I've seen it twice in the Roadblock and down here now. There's quite a few truckloads. There's 3 LNG tankers lined up to come in.